but the common goal is that all the process should go and finally merge at the community institution level, federation level. This is an innovation. This is an institutional innovation. And another important innovation in this is, maybe we have to take a break for what? 11:30. I can continue with that. Government is like a cloud. It used to rain. It used to give development funds. It's like a cloud, it is used to rain. And those farmers who are lucky to get that rain used to cultivate their lands. So individual beneficiaries. Government used to identify individual households, individual beneficiaries and give directly to them through banks or through various. For example, in India we used to have a program called IRD, Integrated Rural Development Program, and an agency to implement this program called DRDA, District Rural Development Agency. Central government through this District Rural Development Agency used to implement this program called IRDP, which identifies individual beneficiaries, individual households and give directly whatever it wants to give, the loans, financial assistance or whatever, it used to give directly to the individual beneficiaries. It happened several decades, 30 years, 40 years it happened. It has not brought any significant change. It has not brought any change, we can say. We can safely conclude that it has not brought any significant change. Most of the times through these integrated rural development programs, central government assistance is used to reach the individual households in the form of a loan to buy a milk animal or to buy a goat or to buy a sheep or to buy some kind of a small or to start a small micro enterprise or a small business. This is the matter. But it has not brought any significant. Most of the times central assistance used to come in packages, like it wants to promote milk animals this year, then financial assistance for only milk animals is available this year. So I am a poor farmer, I am a poor person living in the village. If I want to avail the government program, I have to buy a milk animal, whether I am really interested in it or not. If I am not interested in milk animal, I am not eligible to take loan, so I am forced to take. So it used to come as a package. So I have to accept the package. So if I am not interested in milk animal, but I am forced to buy a milk animal, what happens to the milk animal? It will die or I will sell it. If I am more intelligent, I will sell it. I take the milk animal, right, from the government, but the next week I will sell it in the village fair, in the village market. If I am more intelligent person. Usually people are more intelligent persons, they used to sell all their milk animals in the next week. When the government officials comes to inspect the milk animals, they always used to find that milk animals have gone for grazing in the mountains. Because there are no milk animals. Whenever the inspection team comes, all the goats and sheep and milk animals used to grow for grazing in mountains. Because simply they are not there. Or many times people used to use these milk animals and sheep and goat and other small ruminants as a security bonds. Whenever there is a crisis in family, whenever there is a consumption crisis, then they used to sell it. It's like a security bond. Most of the times. It's good. So people have not wasted. People have utilized them according to their needs and according to their plan. But this help which came from, it's like a shower, which it is like a rain showered from the cloud. It does not ask for the needs of the people. Cloud does not ask which village wants which rain and then rains. No. Cloud just rains and goes. So government programs are like cloud which rains. Whatever village gets that rain will be benefited or not benefited or cloud does not bother about all that. So government programs used to be like which used to rain here and there, whenever they want, and it's a rat. Sometimes they rain, sometimes they just roar and they just go away, something like that. So, community is not at all figured in this situation. Community is not figured at all in this situation. It has to take whatever is given. It has to take whatever is given by the government or the various development agencies. So that was the kind of a pushing from above, raining from the, showering from the above. That was the situation. Individuals, and most of the time these beneficiaries are individuals. Then gradually a realization came, and this is one part. Individual targets, individual households as targets. In the olden days, this is the situation. Maybe in most of the countries, in many government departments still work in this way, even in this country, they try to target individual household as individual household. This is one important. And another second important element is, they are obsessed with this concept. There is an obsession. What is this? Income generation is such an obsession. They continuously use this word, income generation, income generation. They think most of the times in the development is equal with income generation. Development is equal to income generation. That is the idea, right? Development is understood as income generation. Is it correct? Is it right? Development can be equated. Is it equal to income generation? You think you are right, yes. And whoever thinks that development is equal to income generation, development should begin with income generation. There may be other things, but they will follow later. But it should start at income generation. That's right.
No, they should not wait for them. They should start the development, then they can work more.
No, I'm saying development should start with income generation.
No, it should not start. It should be started from before and then it should continue.
No, where development should start? You have gone to a village, there are poor people. You want to start some development well. Where do you want to start?
From income generation they can start.
Income generation, that's what I'm asking. Nah? So income generation should be the starting point.
Yeah, the starting.
Any other opinion? Any other opinion? Income generation should be the starting point. Is there any other opinion? Develop, if you have gone to a village, when you go to a village,
Okay.
when you go to a village,
Understand.
okay, village,
Okay.
you have seen many poor people there,
Okay. There.
and you have decided to develop them. You want to develop their life.
Yes.
You want to develop.
What?
Where do you want to start? Income generation? By improving their incomes? Where do you want to start?
Yeah.
That's question.
Understood.
Understood? Do you agree?
Yes.
You agree with that?
Oh, I agree.
You agree, yes. That's right.
Thanks for your debate.
I think skill and activity development.
Huh?
Skill and activity development.
Skill and activity, skill development?
Skill and activity development is
Attitude development. Skill and attitude development. But they are hungry. They want some money. They have needs. And if we want to organize some attitude development, some spiritual classes, they may not be patient. Their family is in need. And if you brought Jiggy Vasudev there and asked him to give some Isha Foundation, people may not be willing to listen. Capacity building and income generation should go hand in hand, that's what you are saying? Okay. So nonetheless income generation should be part of it, that's what you are saying. Right? Capacity building should also be there, but income generation also should be there from the day one, that's what you are saying. Right? So, development and income generation are such a intertwined concepts in our minds that we cannot think about development without thinking at the same time about income generation. They are almost synonymous. Development and income generation are almost synonymous. That kind of idea developed. The changed thinking says that you cannot start at income generation. Not you should not. Actually you cannot. You cannot begin at income development because poor people, anybody, not only poor, any person, any households in economic life, I am not talking about income, I am talking economic life has 4 dimensions. There are 4 dimensions of any economic life. One is income dimension, the another dimension is called expenditure dimension, and another dimension is called employment dimension, and 4th dimension is called risk dimension. Income, expenditure, employment and risk. These are the 4 dimensions in any economic activity. If you do some economic activity, you will have some income, you will have some expenditure, you have some employment and you have some risk into it. No economic activity is free from these 4 dimensions. When we are saying that development is income generation, we are reducing the entire economic activity into only 1 dimension. We are forgetting the other 3 dimensions. But most of the times, if we observe poor people, why their incomes are low? Why their incomes are low? Why the incomes are low of the poor people? Can you give me reasons for that? Poor households, poor families have low incomes. Why?
Very high expenditure.
Why?
Very high expenditure.
That's a different issue. High expenditure does not mean low income. No? They may have high income, high expenditure. Maybe they do not have any saving. That's a different story. I am talking about why they have low incomes, lower incomes. Less competent, less skills. That is one, definitely that is one case. Low skills. That can be one reason.
Lack of employment.
Huh?
Lack of employment opportunities.
Lack of
Employment opportunities.
lack of employment opportunities. Also unemployment. You are saying, yeah, unemployment or underemployment. Unemployment or underemployment can also cause lower incomes. That I can understand.
No surplus, so they cannot sell. So whatever they produce, they consume it. Or
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. But it's not addressing the income question. Why lower income?
since there is no surplus, they cannot sell more, so they have less income.
Why do we need income? If we have enough for your needs, it's fine.
So we need to
You don't need to-
standard of living and also quality. So you can have access power for better health opportunities. Better
So why they don't have surplus?
low productivity.
Productivity is low. Then why productivity is low? Is it because of low skills? Or low health? Low health?
Low health also.
Low technology? Low education? Low skills?
Environment related, like failure of monsoon.
Failure. That's a God case. The case of God. Nobody can do anything about it. God is responsible for that. So we have to fight against it. That's a context. Why low income?
Some people they think that's enough and they don't need to try to do anything. It's enough.
Why?
It's when he's thinking or her thinking, they think it's enough and
It's okay, fine.
they
They're satisfied.
and don't need to do anything.
If they're satisfied, then there's no problem.
Yes, it depends on thinking.
It's okay.
They think it's okay. They don't need to do anything.
It's not a problem. What I'm saying is it's not a problem.
She says
That's
that is
my
the reason
problem.
for-
That cannot be the reason. I'm countering it. I'm saying that it cannot be reason. It cannot be seen as a problem. You know the famous Mexican joke? An big American software engineer earning thousands and thousands of dollars is so bored and he wants to take a leave and he took a break and went to Mexico. He was in a beach. He was enjoying in a beach. Then suddenly he saw a boy, a young boy sleeping there. He is a big man in America, but nobody cares in Mexican beach. So after a while he taps that person who is lying in the beach and asks, "Who are you?" He said, "I am from this village." "What are you doing?" "I am sleeping."
Yes.
You know this story.
I know this.
You know this story.
Her story. I read it and I know about it. And
Yes, so what I'm saying that if he is lying down there, he is happy.
Yeah, he's happy.
He is happy lying on the beach. Then who are you to judge?
Yes. Yeah.
We should not judge. No? He is happy.
He happy. He don't
If
have
some-
anything but he's
Absolutely.
happy.
If some families are happy with low income, I don't have an issue. I don't have any issue. I don't see it as a problem. It's not a problem. It's not my problem.
It's his problem when he
It's not
don't
their
have
problem.
anything.
But I am talking about those families. They have more needs, but they don't have income, so they are suffering.
Oh, okay.
Poverty becomes a problem when it leads to suffering. Some people are not suffering at all, even though they are poor, they are dignified. There is no suffering attached to poverty. Then it's not a problem. Because they are not suffering from it. Whether mentally or, but physically they will be suffering. Psychologically they may not be suffering, but physically they will be suffering because they don't have enough to food.
Okay, I know what you say. Maybe my opinion is made for movie or for paper or for some different or another situation, not made for this situation. Yeah.
She understands.
Okay.
That's right. It's not a problem, that's what I'm saying. My question is, if you have seen anybody who is suffering from poverty, suffering from low income, can you cite any reasons?
They don't have capital also.
They don't have capital to invest, you are saying?
Yes. They want capital.
What I'm saying, I'm only saying these low skills, underemployment or the low health, all this can lead to low income. So this low health and these low skills, they enhance risk factors. Low health leads to risk factors, and underemployment and unemployment affect the employment situation, dimension. Low health also affects your expenditure pattern because you are going often to the medicine, doctor, hospital. So your expenditure also becoming high. So income dimension is continuously influenced and impacted by the other three dimensions. What is your expenditure pattern? What is your risk factors? What are your employment scenarios? These three dimensions continuously interact with the income dimension. If you forget to address, if you neglect to address the expenditure and risk factor, these two important factors, very, very important factors. So development work should begin not from income, not from the income dimension. It should begin with expenditure dimension, and it should begin with risk dimension. You should try to reduce the risk. You should try to reduce the expenditure. Your intervention should begin here. Incomes, in the given income, can you reduce the expenditure? Can you reduce the risk? This is the first intervention points.